Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Encounters. We're back. The late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. It is 10:58, about 2 minutes before 11, and we're back here live on TikTok with the number one spiritual UFO talk show. Good to have you with us, April, everybody with Lady, let's see, Pager, Ella, Jess, everybody. Excuse me. We got our apple cider going for us. KC55700. Hey, April, everybody. OMG. You're watching the number one spiritual UFO talk show, and we're here to bust the matrix. And we'll continue to do that now that we're back. Half Pint, good to see you. Ray and Mary, everybody out there. New York Flower, welcome to the show. Welcome to Encounters. You might have heard about our show. And we're glad that TikTok is back up. So we're ready to cosmically roll here. Enlightened Jess, good to see you. And it's good to be doing what we do best. Pancakes, welcome. Everybody, the Blue Aviator, Ozzy, welcome everybody. Half Pint, Lady D, New York Flower, good evening. Let me something, Jaro, Lino, Marinate, good to see you. Peace, love, and light to you always. Good to see everybody here back. So it's good to have you with us all. We appreciate everybody and all the support. And we should have a pretty good show tonight. We actually should have a pretty good audience tonight. Hey, Pablo. Slick, welcome. Thank you for sharing. Uncle Will, 725. So we know that there's been a lot of talk, regarding what's going on with supposable disclosure. Now, I didn't really watch any of the Stephen Greer podcast, or I did see some of the News Nation stuff that was recorded. And hey, Kit Kat, good to see you. So the question is, I don't really feel, maybe I didn't watch enough of this. I'm trying to understand on the VLAD. Okay, Miss. So, hey, Arthur, good to see you. So on the podcast, I didn't really get to watch a lot of it. So, but I know it was building up to a crescendo that we were going to have Lupita, this really big disclosure. Now, this other guy talked about this guy, and I did see the interview with him on News Nation, who was like a one-tier person. He like had all this. He was close to. He was like in a place where they saw this object, and they got really close to it. So I was seeing something on News Nation regarding that, and so I don't know. I don't. All I know is that I don't think we got a lot of disclosure. To tell you the truth, I'm looking for like disclosure. When I think about disclosure from the major media, that it's going to be a big deal, and that they're going to tell, hey, user 701, and it's going to be a big deal. Hey, Liana, good to see you. So I didn't feel that we got, hey, Matt Noble, everybody in pursuit of, good to see you. I didn't think that we really got I expected weeks before this that we were going to have this big thing happening, and it was going to blow the wind out of the water or something like that, or the ocean. Hey, Timmy, welcome to the show. So, hey, Kit Kat. So I feel in the 3 years we've been doing this program, hey, Sean, I think that we've gotten more disclosure from all of you here in 3 years on my show. Speaking of which, my ability to download onto YouTube is working now. There was a glitch in it as the night of the slowdown on TikTok. The day of, my TikTok downloads are not going onto my YouTube channel, but now they are. So I think we're only one show behind, which is good. And my YouTube channel is Ashtar Command Spaceship News, for those that might not know. That's where I put all my programs here on my YouTube channel, so you can see them if you've missed any shows. So I think we're looking at a lot of things coming down the pike. When we get really now refocused here on what I'm doing, back on and everything, I'm looking at everything. And some of you have some really good video. I'm going to be adding some new video to our main page here. Some of my friends here on TikTok that have emailed me their video footage. Some of you are really getting some fantastic video. Then there's the thing about a video I saw that people were actually videotaping, and it didn't look like CGI, but who knows? There was this video of this big object landing, going near a oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. Did anybody see that video? I mean, I should probably try to find it and show it here. But it showed a object. I mean, it could have been an object, and I don't know if it was just a big helicopter or whether it was, but I think you'd have to see it. So those that saw it, what do you think it was? Do you think it was something that was extraterrestrial, or do you think it was Earth-based technology? I mean, what would a spaceship be going near an oil rig for in the Gulf of Mexico? Dark Outlaw, good to see you. It's true that the mothership came out of the Gulf Coast. So it looks like somebody got some video footage of it. You know, there's so much AI now, you sometimes don't know. In the Gulf, yeah, Amandin. Thought it was Scrubs USA. You thought it was the Air Force? Do I play VR? No, I don't play VR. I'm a talk show host on a big radio station on NPR radio, so I don't play any VR, whatever that is. Yeah, so that's the question. I think I can find the video. I'd like to, let me see if I can find the video here, because I think we need to talk about this. And I'll just put down, I think I can find it if I put down UFO Gulf or Mothership. Maybe it's under Mothership, Gulf of Mexico. And let's see if this video here. There was a video, and it was, if I can find it, it appeared to be over the Gulf of Mexico. And there are people, again, you don't know, whether that's, I think it's this one right here. I don't see it, but there is a video. I should probably put up UFO over the Gulf maybe, and we might get that video, okay? Let me see if I can do that. UFO, Gulf of Mexico. So I'm trying different ways to see if I can find this. And I don't see it. There was a video earlier, I should have saved it. And it looked like it was in the Gulf of Mexico. But I don't see it. It's possible that it disappeared. But I still don't see it. There was a good video here, and supposedly, based on the video, it was over the Gulf of Mexico. So who knows? If anybody finds it, send me the link. Thank you. Thank you, Palladium Rainbow. Good to see you here. Mothership Gulf of Mexico. Okay, we'll try that. Mothership Gulf of Mexico. So we'll have to check that out. Gulf. And it looked like it was landing. It looks like it was landing. I'll put down January 2025. Let's see what we got here. Could be. Hopefully. Yeah, I just don't see it. There's something here. And this thing looked pretty wild. Evidently Pensacola. It looked like it was an oil rig. Good evening, everybody. It looks like there was an oil rig. Maybe this is it. Yeah, 11920 Pensacola, Florida. Says mothership. And it looks like it was coming out of into the atmosphere. And I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to look for the video I saw. There was a really good video of a mothership. And there's a lot of stuff here. But I don't see the original video. Oh, this might be it. I think this might be it. Let's see here. There's an oil rig. This is just a photo, but there's an oil rig. And then there's this mothership. And it was pretty impressive. But I don't see it. It's just Pensacola, Florida. Supposedly that's where it happened. And it's somewhere on TikTok is that video of a mothership. And good evening, everybody. Good to see you all here. Good to have you all with us here. Put close to oil rig. In your description, put close to oil rig. Okay. Mothership in Gulf of Mexico, close to oil rig. Okay. Okay, oil rig. Okay, here we go. Huh. Oh, there is here. I think this might be it. I might have found it. But it's hard to tell whether that's a boat. It's hard to tell. There was a video. Mexico, supposedly mass sighting over Mexico. Nope, I should have saved it. I don't see it. That's a bummer. There was a really good video of this thing landing, coming down over the Gulf. Carmel, good to see you. And it was actually going down towards this oil rig, and it was like the clearest video I've ever seen. It was over Florida. I think it was Gulf of Mexico and the Florida on the Gulf side. Yeah, on Florida, it's been deleted. It's been deleted. Is that true? Was the video deleted? I should have saved it. Probably, whoever Gulf of America, look up Pensacola. I think it was, the egg thing is interesting, but this one was pretty impressive. And I heard it was a mothership. Yeah, it looked like it was really big. And it was over the Gulf, coming down towards an oil rig. You saw it, Leslie. Do you remember where you saw it on TikTok? There was somebody who recorded it, and it was really good. I mean, it definitely wasn't CGI. It was definitely something absolutely real. I think we're going to be seeing more of those things. I think we're going to see, hey, G. Flenko, welcome. Rebecca V., she was told by the Glock about them. Today, April said it was, okay, interesting. This thing was solid as can be. It's on Rebecca's page. Who's Rebecca? If I go to Rebecca's page, how do I get to Rebecca's page here to see it so I can show everybody? Rebecca's page. Rebecca V? Okay. Rebecca V. We'll find Rebecca V here. We're going to find this thing, man. Rebecca V. Okay, I see. All right, I think we can show this. It looks like something's coming through. But the video I saw was during the daytime. That said it was a mothership. This is a daytime video of it coming down towards an oil rig. This video shows the coastal line of the Pensacola area. And actually, the original person that recorded it was a Jennifer Homester. So Jennifer Homester. Okay. So we got to see who Jennifer Homester is. Let's see here. Jennifer Homester. So there's something definitely going on here. I think okay, Jennifer Homester. There's a number of people that reposted her video. Jennifer Homester. And let's see if Jennifer Homester is in here. I found Jennifer Homster's replying. So Jennifer Homester took the video, and I have it right here. And it looks like she's recording this from Pensacola. Good evening, everybody. But it's hard for me to see what apparently is a mothership. Oh, no, okay. So she's got a screen here showing on the Gulf Coast something going on, and she's zooming in on it. She said it was stationary in the air. It could have been. Now I can't really see a good picture of this, although somebody else has a picture of it too that's a little bit better. But that's not the one I'm looking at. There was a mothership video during the day that just happened within the last 48 hours. I just got to find that video. And normally I'm good about saving stuff like that. True Fanky, good to see you. Welcome to the show. Star Tower, good to see you. G. Mark, Essence, hey brother, good to see you, Chesno. It's good to have everybody here. Stingray, one word. Search Galactic Federation. You think that would probably do it? Let's see, Galactic Federation. Let's try that. You know, they might have titled it under a different. Oh, got it. Okay, let's see. I'll put Gulf of Mexico. And when I do that, there's a different video. So there's a different. Now this is really weird too. This is a nighttime thing, and these people are recording it on a beach. Now this looks like it's a compilation. I can't find the original video. That's a bummer. Hey Karen, good to see you. Hey Kitty, good to see you. Kitty Committee. I think you like cats. I have a cat here and she's sleeping right now, Missy, so she's doing her thing. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's happening. Did anybody see these videos in the Gulf of a mothership, or the daytime footage? Apparently interesting. So if anyone saw the daytime footage, tell me. I know some people didn't. I mean, it was just something I looked at this morning, and oh yeah. Forgetting the Earth-based ridiculous 3D world we live in, if you just put that on the side, we are definitely going to be going through some major shifts here. So we are going to definitely see some shifts happening. And some ships. A shift and ships, you know. So all that stuff is going to be definitely, it's already happening. And we're going to be experiencing it, I think, a lot. Hey, Ruby, welcome to the show. I'm really happy to see everybody here, all the new people. I welcome all our new viewers here. Maria Sanchez, thank you for the share. It's really good to be here. We're going to bust the matrix. Wayno, thank you for the gifts, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. CmdrAleon, hey, good to see you. Yeah, you can definitely feel more light in the world. Forget all the 3D stuff going on, but we really do have a lot of light in the world. You know, Jay Niner, thank you. Hey, Jay Niner, good to see you. I've seen some of the new video JNR has. It's very good. From Nanny333, it's a video of a UFO by the rig. Okay. Look at your email. Okay, it's a video. Okay, I'm going to go to my email, which I'm on right now. And when was that email sent to me? Because I'm looking right now for it. Let's see. When was the email sent to me? Music Love. Was it sent today or? Let me see here. If I look in spam. Okay. That's somewhere I do look. Let's see here. I'm looking for this video. Let's see. I'm still looking, everybody, for this thing here. And I hate spam, you know. Let's see here. I don't see anything. I do have some videos for UFOs that were sent here. But I don't see. I would have them send it again to me. If they send it again to me, I'll take a look. If they send it tonight, I'll definitely take a look. You're going to resend it? Okay, you know, CmdrAleon at AOL.com. So we might just be seeing an email with a video. I'm going into my new mail here. Okay. And we're going to see if we see some type of mothership. I tried mothership in the Gulf of Mexico. The video I wanted to see, though, was a daytime piece of footage. I'm on my email now trying to see if this shows up. I don't see. I'm going to go into my old mail. And I'm looking here. I don't see anything. I do not see anything. If you sent me email, I don't see it. This is a very specific video that was shown earlier this morning. I haven't had any problem recharging. I think it's gradually all coming back. It's just a technical fixing of all these things that we were not able to do. I think it'll be back. Yeah, people are having some trouble with that, but I think it'll come back. We just have to be patient, as the old saying goes. But when we look at, I send it to you from Nani. Okay, NONIE. Is that the email? NONIE333. Okay. I'm checking right now. I don't see anything. Hopefully, if you send it to CmdrAleon at AOL.com, I probably will get it. I have a video of my profile of our star family showing me the way home, maybe later. Oh, half pint. That would be kind of cool. That'd be very cool. I am too, Pamela. I'm very glad. Yours is Cosmic Dragon Wolf Commander. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm not going to be too crazy about it. I know that it's there somewhere. And I know if I go back to the TikTok main page, I bet it'll pop up. You know, I bet it'll pop up. And I'll see it. But anyway, has anybody been seeing any kind of, let's see here, activity? Let's see here. I'm just checking a few things here. see. This person, here's somebody in Arizona. Their lights were flashing in front of their house, but that could be anything. What I'm looking for right now is some UFO. I'm going to put down UFOs. I want to see what happens here. I'll put down videos. And let's see what kind of UFO videos. Now here's something. Then there's a video here that people are videotaping that's supposedly taking water off out of the water. It says, no, I think this is the CGI. I know the people that are doing that. Then there's somebody here that has a video viewed from a passenger from an airplane. And this thing is weird, and it's in the sky, and I think it's CGI. I can't believe it's real. You know, I'd show it to you, but I think it is, you know, I mean, it looks real. The question is, let me see what people are saying about it. No, I think it's CGI. No, I think it is. Now, here's something that was recorded and supposedly 14 hours ago. I don't know where it is. I'll show you this maybe, and you tell me whether you think it appears to be an unidentified object, a sky UFO, or something else. I want to see what people say about this. This is, let me see here. Yeah, I think it's CGI. I don't think it's real. It looks too good. But there are real things here that people are recording. There's an object that's over a beach area. This doesn't say where it is. Let me see here. This occurred over a beach area, but it doesn't say where. Apparently, it seems to be real. Let's see here. Now, according to Stephen Greer, 2025 is going to be the biggest year for disclosure. That I will agree with. But I've not seen what appears to be yet the big disclosure, because the big disclosure is definitely going to be coming here. We're the big disclosure, right? I mean, all of us here are participants in the big disclosure. I mean, I was a little bit let down by Greer because all the buildup to a specific time and date, I believe he wants disclosure, but all these people that he's supposedly connected with in the military, the Air Force, intelligence, you would think that there would, Jen, you would think that there would have been something way bigger than what happened. So I didn't feel like something happened. You know, I felt like nothing happened. I felt like, okay, we have somebody coming in that was a tier 1 person, and that thing on News Nation with the interviews and all this other stuff, I didn't feel like we got anything more than the same old, same old. I mean, that's just the way I feel. I think that we have gotten more progress here on this show than you'll ever get on News Nation or in any of those shows regarding disclosure. I think my interviews with people the last 3 years who have been actually contacted, oh, bless them, Mom, forwarded your video to your TikTok DM. Okay, let me, I think that we are the ones who are creating disclosure. You know, it's always been my thing to like not trust a situation when I already know what's going on, you know? When we already have contact with the space people, why would I put my faith in a supposable event that was supposed to happen? I expected way bigger things. You know, Stephen Greer said to me, we're going to have 5 spaceships appear over a specific area on this specific date and they're going to make contact, that would be disclosure. That would be a major event. But I don't feel that we got any of that, and I feel that we got less than what we should have gotten. I was actually disappointed. I really was. Hey, Jersey for Life, good to see you. Thank you, Maria. We definitely appreciate that. I mean, we really believe in what we're doing here to get disclosure. We've had people on the inside early on in my show in the last 3 years coming forward with things that talk about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the multi-level facilities, what's there. That happened on this show. We've had people come forward that were retired talking about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and what's going on there, the multi-level facilities. We've had that kind of discussion here because we have people that are not afraid to come here, including former people, be it Department of Defense. We have people that trust this show enough to come here and know that they can tell their story and tell us information. Michael Salsa, I know of. I actually interviewed him on my radio show about 10 years ago. I'm very much aware of him. And let me just go to see what it is that we were taking a look here at. So let's see here. So I'm seeing what that is. So we people send me some information, but I'll find the videos on my direct messaging here. I'm not going to worry about it now. But anyway, we have, well, good to see you. We're the ones that are really bringing about the greatest changes here that I can actually see. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Welcome, Jeff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But we here can make such a big impact and difference in the whole global thing. Hey, Tommy, good to see you, Tommy Taylor. Hazel, welcome. Show some UFOs a little bit later. I haven't seen anything dramatic that I'm going to show, although there was earlier some activity that I thought was interesting. I'm seeing an increase now that people are back on here. I'm seeing an increase of footage from people that is being uploaded on TikTok again. So, which is a good thing. And I think there's a lot of it that's happening. Let's see here. But there's also a big intake still of people creating a lot of fake stuff, Unfortunately, I look at a lot of video footage. Now, here's something from Texas, but it looks like it could be something else altogether. It looks like it has lights on it. I'm going to show this, I think. It looks like it's in a remote area. It's like in the sky. And somebody's recording it. In Norway, they had some big sightings in Norway that's going on. There's stuff going everywhere. So there was supposedly Navy spots pyramid-shaped UFOs over pyramid, and they confirm it. New Jersey, a UFO shoots out of the ocean. There is stuff going on here. A lot of people recording stuff here. And there's 4 large UFO orbs interacting in a field, December 11th, 2024. So there's stuff going on. Yeah, definitely stuff going. Tomorrow night I'll have some good footage. I want to get it together. I want to make sure what I'm going to be showing you is real. I don't want to put some footage out here and it's not real and it's like CGI or whatever, or something that's old or whatever. So Pensacola, Florida is what I've been hearing. Everyone's saying Pensacola. Jen, you saw your first blinkers 2 nights ago. Congratulations, Jen. Congratulations on that. And this is what I've stated before, that people are going to start seeing things in the sky. Everybody will. And it might not happen all at the same time, but you are definitely going to have that experience. Black Rabbit Pizza, welcome. You sent me a portal in the sky on Jersey Beach, Jersey for life. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I know you folks like when I show videos here. I want to make sure. I'm going to go to some other thing here. And let me see. I have different areas that I look at. And this one here, let's see. I really don't see anything that is really making me like, wow. I'm not having a wow moment here. But that's okay. I will only show something if I have something good to show, and give me time between now and tomorrow night. I'll have some video to show. A UFO video on TikTok. Okay, Tommy Taylor. Let me see here. You just direct. I'll take a look, Tommy, and see what you got. Okay, let's see. Tommy, we'll find out. You're watching Encounters. Okay. I'm still looking here. Oh, yeah. Tommy, I got the video. So, Tommy, what do you think about this? I'm going to show this video, but I think it could be CGI. I'll show this video. Thank you for the gifts. I want to get people's opinion about this. And I want to see what people think about it. I think it could be CGI, but I could be completely wrong. Let's check this out. I'm just going to show it for a minute. I don't want to get in trouble here. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to show the video. And you tell me. I think it's CGI, but I can be completely wrong. And we're going to just show it for a minute. I'm going to go here. Here's the video. And this is for entertainment purposes only on Encounters. I want to know what people think. Is this CGI or is this real? And it was supposedly taken by somebody. Yeah, I think it is CGI. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's CGI. Yep, I think it's CGI too. See, we're all smart people. We know it's CGI. They're getting really good at this stuff, All right, enough of the CGI. That's the thing we have to deal with, is there's the CGI people, yeah, they're not moving. But I figured I'd show it to you just so sometimes we need to see something like that just to realize that I never like to show anything that's CGI, even though I know it's CGI. But, this is why we have to be able to know what we're looking at. And there's a lot out there, but there's also a lot of people creating CGI. And this is why you're smart. I have a very smart audience. You know it's real. All right. You know it's real. I can tell when Yeah, me too, Immortal. You're right. Absolutely correct. Yes, I'm making you all UFO. Maria, that's right. You're all learning how to be UFO experts. You know, very good. Very good. But when I show the real videos, you know that they're absolutely real. There's no question that they're real. And my main page, I have a lot of real video footage on my main TikTok page. If I go to my profile page, I did show. Let's see if there's one here I haven't shown you yet. Now I've shown you all the videos so far. Nothing new. There's nothing new yet. I would say this week we're going to see some. Oh, thank you, Witchy Poo. I think this week we're going to have some good footage that people are recording. And if you're recording any footage out there, I want to see it too. That means if you're recording anything in Europe or the United States or Asia, Africa, South America, wherever you are, hey, Slip Hippie, good to see you. I'd love to see the footage because I think it's important to look at all these things. And I think as we share real footage with each other, it expands disclosure. I will definitely have to check that out, Witchy Poo. Yours are on your profile. Okay, Jen. We got plenty of time this week to take a look at some footage. Usually I look in the morning, and then I'll figure out if I'm going to download it. Penny Jocelyn, I think it can be whenever it's going to be now. I think that the star people are between now and the end of the year. I think something's going to happen. I think something could happen before 2026. Absolutely. Let me see here. We have Star. We'll bring Star up. Go here.
Hello, hello. I'm back again.
Yes, it's good to see everybody back. All my new viewers here on the show, and all my followers on the show for the last 3 years. So, how's it going, and what do you want to share with us tonight?
Well, first of all, I just have to say you were definitely right that TikTok wasn't going anywhere. We should definitely believe you.
Yeah, there's a lot of I can't believe the amount. I'm not going to get into it, but the amount of misinformation on here is rampant. And I just said to myself, you know what? I'm going to focus on my show, and not all these people that are just spouting out misinformation on TikTok, and just do what I do best, which is encounters. And this is what we're here for. This is why I came here. So we're staying focused. But it's good to see you here. And earlier I talked about this craft that was going down. It was bigger than the oil rig in the Gulf, and this thing was going down daytime with blinking lights. And I said to myself, the person that posted it said it was a mothership, but I couldn't really tell if that was a mothership or anything.
I have seen like a beach cam video that's been going around of what looks to be like some huge light in the sky that's like pulsating.
Yeah.
And that's in Florida. But I do want to show
Huh.
you a video tonight that I took on the 15th.
On the 15th.
Yeah, it was exactly the day after I showed you the other orb that was moving.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so this was the day after at 6:17 p.m. and I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
That's right. She's up in Boston, folks, in my New England area. We're in Connecticut. So she's having activity. You're not in the Boston area. You're like out of the Boston city, right? Out of the city
Yeah, I'm like
limits.
I'm right outside of it.
You're right outside the city limits. Okay. So just to let everybody know, including TikTok, my guest is showing you a video outside the Boston area. And this is, can you just narrate for us what we're actually looking at here?
Yeah, so this is the tree and then right here is like the top of a building that's
Yeah.
nearby. But I don't really move the camera that much other than to zoom in, but we're gonna be
Yeah.
looking at this right here and then after I'll replay the video and I'll like zoom in and you can kind of see it's really crazy. Hold on, let me turn off this light. Give me 1 second.
Okay. You're watching Encounters, and our guest is Star. She's showing us her video regarding
So
some
in
activity
this
up
video
north
you
of
could
Boston.
see like like a propulsion, like
Yeah.
anti-gravity propulsion system
Hmm.
coming out of this orb.
Oh
It's the
wow.
coolest thing ever.
So we're going to see a propulsion thing coming out of the orb. Look at the things move. Look how bright it is. That's really beautiful. Look at that. And it seems to be moving. Is it moving in the sky downward, or how's it moving? It's moving away from
I
you?
would say, yeah, it's moving away from me, and then it just disappears.
Oh my God. Did you see that? Did anybody see that? Are you folks paying attention here? Did anybody see that? We're going to have to
I'll
show it again.
replay it, and then I'll actually
We'll
zoom
have to
in so you
replay it.
can see. Oh, sorry. I'll
Yeah,
zoom in
no.
so you can see what this orb looks like.
I'm just saying if the class is paying attention here. I'm just kidding. Okay. So watch this. This is north of Boston. And this is Star. She's north of Boston. She lives north of Boston. Watch the object and then watch it disappear. This is why we do what we do here on Encounters. Check this out. Watch it. Watch it. And again, see? Right then and there, the thing just, it's gone. Okay, it's saying, okay, Star, you had enough of my spaceship. I'm going out. Bye bye. We're leaving
Exactly.
the planet. See you later.
Exactly. It almost is as if, because I took this video when I was walking inside the house from my car,
Yeah.
and I turn around and I just see this orb, and it's rainbow. It's bright rainbow. It just
Wow.
changes completely different colors. Here, I'll play it again.
Wow.
Zoom in too. But you can see, like, do you see that
I
in the
love this
beginning how it
video. I
has
love it.
that propulsion system?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You can
it's
see
like
it.
that anti-gravity kind of force field. I
Look how
don't know how
bright
to
it is.
explain it, but
Man, you got some great video footage here.
yeah, I mean, this was one of these videos where I honestly didn't realize how
Yeah.
important this video was until I looked back on it yesterday and I was just like, oh wow, I really caught another orb on video.
If you send me a copy of that, I will post it on my main page. It's that good. I think it should be on my main page where all
Okay,
my the
awesome.
videos
Yeah,
are.
I'll
Yeah, I'll
definitely.
post it.
Can you
Yep, you got it.
type in your email so I can
Yeah, I can
screenshot it?
type it in. Let me type it in here. Every time I do this, I do this in the comment section. I'll type it in here. Uh, I just typed it in if anyone can see it on the screen. So it should be there. You should be seeing a host comment.
Let me
And
see.
anybody who has any video footage, please send it to me if it's current. I will definitely take a look at your footage, and if it is good enough, I will put it on my main page where all the best stuff is. You don't see it, Mish Mish? So that's really weird. I just put it in comments.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Really? How come it's not showing up? I just put it again. No one can see it. I don't. Well, only I can see it, I guess.
Interesting.
Let me try to pin. No, I can't even pin it. Somebody pin my email, CmdRAleon at AOL.com. One of my moderators, please.
And
Just type
actually,
it in.
one of my friends pointed out to me earlier today. I said in the video, like, wow, that's really bright. And then
Yeah,
it kind of like exploded with color. But if you look at the trees don't blur out. So
yeah.
it's not like it's like not focusing. It's just getting brighter.
Oh, wow.
Because the if it was blurring, the tree would blur as well.
Okay, I'm trying here. Let's see. I'm just trying a different way of doing this. Okay, I just put it out without the at symbol. Does anyone see it? Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Okay,
And
somebody, I think one of your mods put your email, so
yeah,
I'll
they did.
email this to you.
They did. So that's going to go up on the main page area of my TikTok here, and I think people will see it. That's really good footage.
I mean,
I
it's
know
just,
Tom, and
it's
I know
almost like
Tom
it's
in
like this.
Pennsylvania has some good footage they sent me here. As a matter of fact, I think there's a lot of good stuff here. I just remembered. my friend Tom, let's see, he has some footage too. Your footage is amazing, and we're going to see if I have it. Yeah, T. So under this person has another footage. We're going to show this too. He's not on here right now, but you're going to see something recorded 2 days ago. This is really crazy of UAP UFO over Pennsylvania on one of the main highways, and it's pretty crazy.
It almost seems like they're respecting at least my boundaries, because when I see them, they're always flying away from me as to kind of signal like, hey, like I'm here, but I'm not going to be too close to scare you, but I'm definitely
Right.
here. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, I think that you have a relationship that you're building with them, and they have a lot of respect. You as an Earth person, you're not just an Earth person. I think you could be connecting with your star family, or they could be connected. Well, I think it's two ways. I think you're probably connecting with your star family, and this is a gentle way of saying we're here. You can record us, and I think they respect your boundaries. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, that's
Not only that,
awesome. I mean, I'm always glad to film them. They're so pretty. They look like disco balls in the sky.
disco balls in the sky. Do you feel, Star, like they're getting ready at some point to make direct contact with you? Have you any dreams about that, or what's going on with that?
Well, when I have dreams, I usually don't remember them, but
Hmm.
recently I've been having very strange dreams, but as soon as I wake up, I forget them.
Yeah,
But what I've been doing is like saying in my head, or like in this case, telepathically, I give you my permission to come visit me if you're, like a being that is only interested in my well-being
yeah,
and the well-being of humanity. And yeah, and then they just pop up. So I think it has to do a lot with permission.
yeah. And when you're saying that, they hear what you're saying telepathically. You're speaking to them, and they pop up because they can hear every word you say. You
Exactly.
already
I
know.
just
You
sent you
know
an
that, right?
email.
You know they can hear you.
Oh yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
think that they can hear my thoughts more than they can hear me saying it out loud, if that
Right.
makes
Your
sense.
thoughts. Exactly. Telepathy.
Yeah, exactly. I,
Absolutely.
I just sent you the video, by the way.
Oh, good. Good. Well, definitely after my show, I'll load it up on my main page. And like Mary's saying, yeah, it has a lot to do with permission. It's true. With Mary and Ray, for ever since I've known them in the Appalachian Mountains, they have a really strong relationship with the Anunnaki. And for people that know them or their story, they've been having encounters with men and women of the Anunnaki on their property for probably over 2 years now.
That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah, it's over two
I
years.
personally believe, well, Sumeria is modern day Iraq, and I have Lebanese ancestry. So I believe that my ancestors could have possibly been descendants of the Anunnaki. It's in the
Yeah,
same regional area. So
yeah. So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about that? Do you feel a connection to the Anunnaki? What star family do you feel connected with?
um, well, to be honest, me and my mom would always be obsessed with ancient Egypt. And when
Yeah.
I was growing up, she would always teach me about ancient Egypt. And I feel like I've always had some type of connection, and it's actually very interesting. I believe that aliens or extraterrestrials or whatever they wish to be called, I believe that they lived on my ancestral lands. There's this place in Lebanon, it's called Baalbek, and the
Hmm.
stones are from an ancient quarry in Egypt. And these are about 30,000-ton stones. And
Wow.
where Baalbek, Lebanon is in the mountainous region.
Hmm.
So it's very, very, very difficult to bring anything to the mountains.
Oh, wow.
So it makes me believe that my ancestors were, not of this earth.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you know it instinctively just by sharing that. You have an instinct knowledge, and I think you know that, correct?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm 27 and I've I've always felt, I mean, my mom is psychic. I've always felt like I can access that part of me, but I've always been
Yeah,
too scared until now. And I
yeah,
think the reason for that is that these beings, whether they're just coming by to say hello and raise my consciousness, or whether they're part
yeah,
of my star family, I feel like the the emotions that they bring is peace and to
yeah,
not be scared. And it's not
yeah,
like a language. It's not like they're telling me that. It's how I feel. Because when I see it, I'm like, wow. And I'm just like
yeah,
standing there in shock and in awe, or I'm just very excited.
yeah,
But never once have I felt fear. So that's how I
yeah.
know for sure.
And Archie Moore, just to respond to one of our viewers, the Anunnaki, you don't spell Anunnaki, Ananaki. That's not how you spell it. But anyway, Anunnaki are not fallen angels. Anunnaki are part of our star family. They are Christed beings of light. The Anunnaki are anywhere from 9 to over 10 feet tall. They're men and women, and they have children. I have two people here in the Appalachian Mountains, Archie, that have direct contact with the Anunnaki, which are space people, but they're not fallen angels. So just wanted
Yes.
to give you at least a clarification. We know a lot about the Anunnaki.
And ancient Sumerian, Anunnaki, it just directly translates to people that are not of this earth.
Right.
So they're not necessarily a people. We don't know who they actually are, who they identify as, but
Yeah.
the ancient Sumerians identify them as just people not from this earth. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, Half Pint, Mary and Ray, they are definitely physical people, but they are tall and they're beautiful. I know Ray and Mary have talked about them. So, yeah, they're very beautiful. There's been a lot of history about the Anunnaki. I've seen documentaries over the years, some really good ones that have these statues of the Anunnaki being like these super duper, you know, type of statues of them. And it doesn't do justice to the real Anunnaki. I mean, I think the ancients looked at them as being some sort of gods. In fact, that's not what the Anunnaki wanted to be considered, because the Anunnaki, just like anything else, came from a very advanced spiritual way of life beyond Earth, and I think when they came, eons ago to Earth, and the ancients saw them maybe in Egypt or other places, the Anunnaki, they looked at them as gods, and I don't think they wanted to be looked as gods. But then again, that's how certain cultures looked at things like this because they didn't understand it.
Exactly. I mean, I would just say as my last words, the Epic of Gilgamesh, he was supposedly half human, half Anunnaki, and
Hmm.
um, he was just, he was amazing for his I wouldn't want to say country, but he was
Yeah,
just pretty much a great leader, and he was the outcome of Anunnaki and human. So
yeah.
and his grave site was actually found this year or in 2024 actually.
Oh,
So
wow. Interesting,
definitely something to
interesting.
look up and connect history with what's happening right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot happening, and I think it's really important that everybody knows a little bit about the ancient history of things like the Anunnaki, and the things that the ancients, we call them ancients now, but the ancient galactic history of our Earth, for billions of years, we've had Anunnaki and other space civilizations coming here to Earth for billions of years because we're billions of years old. So it's always been that way. We've always had some sort of relationship, be it Anunnaki, whether it be Palladians, whether it be the different societies that we deal with, like the Andromedans, and many other civilizations have been here for billions of years coming to Earth. They know of our planet. They've been here,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and we're part of a current society, I believe, that when contact happens, we're going to meet the Anunnaki, we're going to meet the Palladians, we're going to meet the Andromedans, we're going to meet all these different star races from beyond Earth, and I think we're in for quite a surprise.
Exactly. And to look towards the future, we have to know our past, right? So
Right, right.
it's just
We
very
have to know our
important.
past.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me up. I really appreciate it, having this discussion
All
with you.
right. Oh, this has been great. You've been great. I appreciate the video. I'm going to definitely, between now and tomorrow morning, post it on my main page. Star, everybody from north of Boston. We're going to bring it down slowly here. Our first, guest. Thank you, Star, for all that information great discussion. You're watching Encounters, and this is the number one spiritual UFO talk show on here. And I'm going to bring Tom up here. Tom, I'm going to bring you up. We're going to show one of Tom's videos here. What timing, Tom? He's got so many good videos here. I'm looking at one of them from 2 days ago. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Are you with me? Let's see. Turn my volume up. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
hang on. There?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry, I'm driving. I just got out of work.
Oh, you're driving? No problem. I'm on your page here with the videos, and
Yeah.
there's some really, really amazing stuff here. I mean, your videos are just there's one where you're driving on the highway from 2 days ago.
Yeah,
Um,
that one was
tell us
cool.
about tell us about that. I'm going to show people the video, and I'm going to turn the lights out here so people can see this video. And this is from
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. You're in Pennsylvania where this was recorded, right?
Yeah. So that was in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
I'm from Kingston. Most of my videos are in Kingston, but that one was in Wilkes-Barre. I went up to like Walmart up that way in Pittston.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I was coming back, I was driving on 81 and it was like real foggy and stuff. And
Yeah.
I looked to the right on my seat to grab my phone.
Yeah.
And I look up and there's a bright white it dropped right in front of me as I was driving, and I slammed on my brakes
Yeah.
because it like startled me. And
Yeah.
then
I got the video going here. Yeah.
as soon as I slammed on my brakes, a tractor trailer swerved into my lane, and I was like,
Oh my
"What
God.
the heck?" And then I looked to my left, and there's that thing just like right alongside the road with me, and I just pulled my phone out and started recording it as I was driving.
This,
And then
and
as soon
this
as I got
this
to
is
the
from
exit, it just shot off to the left, and that was all I saw
yeah.
of it.
Well, and here it is, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, on a major highway.
Yeah,
This thing,
81.
this object looked pretty big.
Yeah.
Look how big it is. I mean, if it were to land, I think it would have taken up probably a whole football field.
Yeah, and that's like me zoomed in on it too. Like it was like I was in like 4 lanes away from it because it was on the
Oh
other
my
side of
God,
the
look at
highway.
this.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing video. Let me see if I can bring it in more. I'm trying to anyway. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. That's a really amazing. I mean, that's going to get posted on my main page. That's really good.
Awesome.
Really good footage. And we're talking to Tom. He was on our show a couple of nights ago. He's been documenting a lot of orb activity, a lot of what I consider this a spaceship, a circular type of craft, and right on a really populated highway. I wonder how many other people might have seen this, or people
I
that
mean, you see all the people in my video driving. Like I was thinking to myself, but it didn't seem like anybody else like was paying it any attention. I don't know. But I was just like in awe. Like I was so
Yeah.
amazed by it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my screen here, but that is some amazing footage. Let me just go back here, turn the lights back on so we can. And by the way, everybody, Tom is just really heavily into documenting everything on
Yeah.
this subject, but to your credit, not everybody does that, and they should. I mean, you
I
take the
know.
time and you're driving, how did you videotape this when you were driving?
I just held my right hand up to the window and just was. That's why it's like the video is like kind of crappy, like me trying to keep up with it because I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
I just held my phone to the window and just kept driving.
Do you think if you're off the highway in the vicinity of where this thing really was, obviously, knowing you would have found a spot where you can get out of the car and really zoom in on it?
Yeah, I
bet
thought
you-
about doing that, but I was worried that it was just going to keep going.
Yeah. So this thing was moving too, by the way.
Yeah, because I mean,
walking.
I'm going, 55 miles an hour at that point, and it was smoking me.
Yeah. Witchy Poo is one of our viewers. She's not far from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So there are people
Yeah, it
out
was right
there.
on 81 South. I was coming back from
81 South.
Yep, I was coming back from Walmart in Pittston.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. So then we had our friend Star in north of Boston with her footage. This footage here that you just recorded 2 days ago. And this is the kind of thing we're seeing now. People are documenting things. The real footage always won't always look like perfect, and then you know it's real. Like like we
Yeah.
showed one item tonight that was CGI related that somebody created,
Uh,
making it look like that somebody was on a jet or something.
I
But
know.
that's just to show people the difference between not real versus real, which is what you have is real, and
Yeah.
it
Like,
makes a big difference.
yeah. Like I saw a video of a guy talking about how like he's like, did you ever wonder why like the pictures that were taken of like UFOs in like the 1950s and 40s were like perfect, and like the video footage that we get now is like grainy? He's like, that's because of
Yeah.
our cameras on our phone. When people were taking those pictures back then, it was on those 80 millimeter cameras. So like when
Wow.
I
Yeah.
watched that video, I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I should invest in that.
Yeah. It's
Because these
amazing.
things, most of my videos, I don't have. Most of my videos happen from my bedroom window or right
Yeah.
out my front door.
Wow.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
walk down the street a little bit, but most of the times it's when I go out front. There's the orbs
Yeah.
right above my house. I
Yeah.
look
I
out my
think
back window. There's the orbs.
I'm thinking the orbs, and I've talked about this. I really have, as I thought about our discussions, the orbs are definitely higher frequency vibrational objects, without a
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
I think that object you were seeing on the highway, I think that it probably was an object that knew you were looking at it.
yeah. I
Did
feel
you
like
get the
most of
sense that
them
you're,
do.
yeah,
Even like the one video I took of like where I I don't want to call them stars because they're not.
yeah,
They
yeah,
they're always in the sky like they are stars, because
yeah.
those before they started moving when I took that video, they were there for a good 12 hours before
Wow.
that without moving at all. And
Yeah.
I remember I like looked up at them and I was like, you guys got to do something for me so people stop thinking
That's
that
good.
stars.
You got to land your ship in my
Yeah, I was like,
backyard, or
I was like, you guys got to do something, man. And then
you know
like
what?
an
You
hour
got a
later, they
crazy
did.
idea. What
I
you
talk to
should
them all the
do,
time.
I would say when you go in your backyard, I would
Yeah,
invite them to land a small vessel in your yard and come out of the spaceship. I'm going
I'm
to
always
suggest. I'm crazy enough to suggest this to you, Tom. I know
yeah.
you would probably be the first one to do it. Make sure that when they do make contact physically, that you say, "Are you?" Just ask them, "Are they Christed space people of
Okay.
light?" And that's all you have to ask them. If they say they are, tell them, "Okay, look, we've been telepathically communicating with each other. I'd like you to land in my backyard one night. Are you willing to do it?" I would ask them that question.
I'll 100% do that.
Yeah, I want. I mean, I just thought of it now. Why not? That's we're here to bust the matrix. Let's get out there. Let's make contact.
And I feel like they're always posted up outside like my house too, because like
Yeah.
they feel invited there too. Like
See, that's it. I mean, you have this relationship with these space people, with these orbs.
yeah,
I think they would do it. Bluebird, I think Bluebird, you're right. I think they will actually. Let's do that this week. Just pick a night and just do it without me even knowing it, and let's see if it happens. If it happens, ask them if they're willing to come on camera
man,
to
that
show
would be
themselves.
amazing. That would be
And
amazing.
that's pretty amazing. If we can get one of the space people to come on camera from an
Yeah,
orb,
I'm waiting to
uh,
like get like
yeah,
that crazy footage. Not
yeah,
even not even for anything other than just myself, like just for
yeah,
the. Like, I just want to see it.
yeah. Me too. I think
Even
our
if I
audience will.
even if I don't see it on camera, but like now I would want to see it on camera after like meeting you guys, because like now I
Yeah.
know that there's other people that love it just as much as me.
Oh man, you
Because
kidding me? We
it was,
have the biggest audience in the world here. It's crazy.
yeah, because it was actually Kevin that I just created my TikTok like 2 weeks ago.
Really? Okay.
I didn't do any social media for anything. All those videos I was recording, they were for me, and
Yeah,
I would send them to Kevin because Kevin was into
yeah.
it. But
And
other
now
than
you have
that,
now you're a really important part of the show from this part of the world.
that's
You're
so
one of
awesome.
our people that is like a news person in a sense for encounters, documenting stuff from Pennsylvania. And then we have our friends. You should get to know Ray and Mary. They're in the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania, and they have contact with the Anunnaki.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, they come actually off the ships, and they actually come. They've come in their house, men and women, Anunnaki men and women, and they're somewhat they come right in, and they're amazing.
That would be so amazing. I was just happy that, like, because Kevin was like, "Oh, you got to meet, you got to come on this show," and I was like, "Ah, man, I don't do social media," and he was like,
Yeah, see,
"Like, I don't do it for the likes or anything like that, you know, like I just
no, I know that,
because I just
and there's a relationship you have with us here, and myself as a
yeah
friend. We became friends
yeah
pretty quick
yep
because there is a relationship we have here, and we respect people here. And this show is about really getting the disclosure out there, telling
yep
people the truth. I've interviewed people that have seen plasma beings in their room. I've had all kinds of guests in the last 3 years that you would
oh
never
man
see on national TV.
yeah. I
You
started
know?
watching like a bunch of your videos too, like. I didn't know that this kind of stuff was on there. To be honest, like
Yeah, yeah, it
I
is.
feel like everything that I saw that had anything to do with this on social media, it was mocking this.
No, not here.
So that's
People
why
are really into it.
I just never like. I was like, I'm not posting my videos for people to mock.
Yeah.
I
No, people have changed. 30 years ago, maybe there would be more mockery, but
yeah
I can tell you, in all the years I've been involved in the whole subject, we are now at a point where a large portion of the Earth population believes in life elsewhere on beyond Earth. People are interested. That's why you have so many documentaries on Discovery and on the ancient aliens and all these shows, because people are really interested in knowing the truth and they want to
yeah
know what's going on. You know?
yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you want to know? And especially when you just look up at these things, they're just I don't even. There's not a word to describe them. I
Yeah.
always try to think of
Well,
a word to describe them, like, but there's just not a good enough one.
it probably, I think when you're seeing them, you're probably in awe. When you're recording it, you're probably silently looking. You are communicating, obviously, in your own
Yeah.
way with them, but you are actually, at the time you're recording them, you're really involved in focusing on those orbs and
Yeah.
where they're from.
Like
Interesting.
there's probably I probably have more videos that I could have taken that were better than the ones that I did take because
Yeah,
sometimes I
yeah,
would just look up at them and forget that I even had a phone to record them. I would just
yeah,
watch them for 20 minutes. My daughter would come outside and be like, "Daddy, it's freezing. Are you coming in?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, babe, sorry. I
yeah,
lost track." She'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh,
When you're
are you stargazing?" I was like, "Yeah, I
you're
guess."
stargazing, yeah, you're stargazing, all right.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting pretty into it now too, though. She's got some
Oh,
videos
good.
herself.
Good, good, good. You know, when a family gets involved in recording and documenting orbs and out of this world type of spaceships and all that, that it's good that your kid's getting into it because it
Yeah,
shows that she has a real interest in learning about all this right now and sees the future. You know, the kids, the little
yep,
kids, are going to be really living in a world where we are already having had contact with the space people, and so the kids who are now little kids, the Earth that they live in is going to be way different than the Earth that we currently live in. So it's pretty cool,
right, right.
really
And
cool. Hey Tom, thank yeah,
she's not afraid of them or anything like that. She
yeah.
just doesn't like the drones. When the drones are around, she just doesn't want anything to
No,
do with it.
well, because she knows the drones are, and again, I'll say this, that the drones, I believe, are our government, and
Uh
the
huh.
orbs are definitely our friends. The drones are, I think, some of the drones are orbs that are space. They're really weird. Some of these drones people have seen shapeshift into orbs. Those
That's what
things, I think, are
I said that
mimicking.
earlier.
Yeah,
I said that earlier. I was recording a video, and as I was recording it, I saw this drone, and it was like kind of like moving weird. And then I was like, "What?" But there was a cloud there, so I couldn't really tell. So I zoomed in, and then I was looking, and I'm like, "Oh, that drone is chasing an orb." And they went into the cloud together, and then when the orb didn't come back out, but the drone did. But when the drone came out of the cloud, it was like not flying like a drone. And I was like,
yeah,
I wonder if that orb, because I've heard stories about the orb shapeshifting into anything.
yeah,
I heard they could shapeshift into anything as long as it sees it or touches it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but as long as it's whatever, it could shapeshift into that. And I was like, that was pretty cool. It was actually the video I recorded before I saw the stars start moving or the
yeah.
orbs start moving.
Yeah, so what happens is a orb would shapeshift into a drone just to mimic or make fun of the drone, probably. But the
Yeah.
drone the drones that people have seen since the end of 2024 into early 2025, it's really telling when you see these actual drones and then you see the orbs. And sometimes the drones are trying to chase the orbs, but the orbs are way too fast for the drones to catch because they're
Yeah.
going really fast, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the drones are usually, I mean, the orbs are usually very colorful. There's a radiance to anyone out there has seen these big orbs in the sky or near a beach recently. They're very, yeah, what you feel, they're very high frequency
Yeah.
versus the drones, which are there, which I totally believe our government knows about, and they tend to say, "Oh, the drones are no problem." That's the reason why they're no problem, because probably the Department of Defense knows a lot about these so-called drones.
Right.
You know,
Yep. And they want to know more about the orbs.
well, they want to know more about the orbs. I
Yep.
think the drones are there to monitor the orbs when they come into locations anywhere in the world. These drones by the governments or military are sent up to monitor the orbs.
Yep. And it almost felt like that video that I recorded too, where all the orbs started going to this cloud one by one. It was like
Yeah,
after that drone chased the orb into it was like those orbs all went in there like they were like the big brother, like it was like their little
yeah,
brother getting attacked. Like
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I took it as. Like when I was watching it, I was like, this is incredible. These
yeah,
are all just going one by one to this cloud where the drone and orb went into, and I was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
yeah.
It
You
felt like
see
they were
this?
protecting it.
Yeah, they probably were. I mean, if they're part of a galactic group of light, they would definitely outnumber the drone and protect the other orb type of intelligence from getting affected by the other thing, you know? So, yeah, definitely,
Oh,
definitely interesting.
one last thing before I go too. I've been noticing like with these orbs now, they're like before they were like going up in like the Big Dipper and Little Dipper. Now I'm noticing maybe it's because my brain's looking for it, but I'm seeing tons of triangles.
Really? Explain what you
Tons.
mean when you say that, tons of
They're in triangles.
triangles.
I'm looking at the sky right now and I see like four perfect orb triangles where it's just
You're see,
three.
so you're
I,
seeing orb triangles right now as we're talking.
right now as we're speaking, I see one, two, three perfect ones.
Can you show us them as we're here? Can you turn the camera on and show us them?
How do I do
I
that?
think. Oh no, you don't have the ability for camera, unfortunately, not yet. Oh man,
Oh,
you have to videotape some of that. Can you videotape it?
yeah. I mean, I'll take a video right now and then I'll post it on my page.
Yeah, post it on your page. I want to see that, and then
Yep.
we'll show it on here too.
Yep, I'll
Yeah, we
post
got
it
to
right
take
now.
the orbs are he's seeing right now. He's in Pennsylvania. He sees these orbs in a triangular formation. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely do it. And I'll show it to everybody on the show here. That's pretty
All right.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
exciting.
I've been noticing it like for a couple days now, and I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just my brain looking for them. But like, even the one video I took, I think it was last night. I started it
Yeah.
off, I looked straight up in the sky, and you see a perfect triangle, and the top of the triangle is the brightest orb.
Really? Now,
Yeah,
and this is very interesting because when we talk about triangular type craft, you know, we talk about the reverse engineered triangular craft, and then we talk about the UFO spaceship triangular craft, and now we're talking about a bunch of orbs that are in a triangular formation. That's going to be something to show on the show here because I've never seen that before.
yeah. I have a video on my page already that starts off with it with the triangle like that. But I'll take one right now too to show you what I mean.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's something to document. So, what do you feel as you're looking at them? These the orbs in a triangular formation. He's looking at in Pennsylvania right now. What are you getting if you were to focus on them? With your just looking at them and the feeling you're getting?
The
Are they part
first
of the
feeling
same? Yeah,
The first feeling I get is when I was a little kid, my gram used to always talk about sacred geometry, but
yeah,
I never really looked into it. But now I'm gonna start reading about it.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
really know. I just know that it's like something about how the universe was created by a being with that used triangles and all types of. I need to read more about it. I don't want to sound like an
yeah.
idiot, but like
No,
that's the
no,
first
no.
thing
It
my
takes
brain
time.
thought of.
All right, man. Tom, I want to thank you for being on here and sharing your. I got to share your footage from the other 2 nights ago, which is
Yep.
amazing, and I look forward to the triangular. One of my friends, Half Pint, thinks it could be a large ship that or it could be, like you say, a bunch of orbs that are in triangular formation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought ships too, but like the first thing I thought of was like sacred
Yeah.
geometry, but I don't even
Yeah.
really understand that though. So, but
Yeah.
that's what I went to in my brain. Like I thought of that.
Usually your
But yeah,
instincts are pretty good. The first thing you come up with is probably true.
yeah,
I always find that to be when you're dealing with the spaceship things. I think that your first instincts are always more interesting and probably true. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey Tom, thanks so much for being on here, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, and everyone say good night for Tom coming up. Eventually, he'll be able to get enough followers to go live on his camera, and we're going to bring him down. Now, there's some people here that I think have stuff, and I'm going back to someone. Let's see, I have them above me. Let's see, it's amazing. Let me see. Somebody here has some stuff. Ghost King says for 2 years now. Let's see, Ghost King. We're going to bring Ghost King up. I'm doing some very random things here tonight. And you're watching Encounters. Ghost King, you're welcome to come up here and join us on Encounters if you just press the accept button there. Vanzi, thank you for the lightning bolts. And who else? I think there's somebody else here. Um, Somebody here has something. Somebody mentioned a story about their own video. Okay, so let's, if anyone, Gulf of Mexico did, if anyone saw the video or knows who videotaped the UFO in the Gulf of Mexico, please come up. Let's discuss that. Um, Thank you, Sonia. I'm going backwards on comments here. I think Tommy, thanks for joining us. Let's see. Tommy, thank you for the gift. Oh, man, that was a lot of gum. Thank you, Tommy. Let's see here. If you have, like Tom, recorded any activity, anybody out there recording any UFO activity? Anybody out there? I'm interested. Kimberly said she can't play the video. She's sending you the email. And Kimberly, if you're here, we'd like to talk about it. That's what I want to bring up. Kimberly. Kimberly, are you here? Let's see where Kimberly is. Is Kimberly here? I'll look at the video. Alcion, good to have you with us. Martin J says, I've got footage. Kit Kat, hey, Kit Kat. I'm going to bring Martin J up. Martin J. Okay. Martin J is going to be our next guest. I'm happy to have Martin J up on Encounters. You're watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media here, Busting the Matrix. Martin J, welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Can you see me?
Now we can. Hey, Martin, good to have you with us, brother.
Hey, what's going on? I don't
And
usually get on live too often, so I'm still fumbling around with
well, this
everything.
is the best place. You're on the #1 UFO
Yeah.
talk show in the world there. So tell us where you are and tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I am actually about half a mile away from the Gulf of Mexico. I live in Corpus Christi right now, literally
Wow.
like 2 blocks away from the ocean. I've been here for like a couple years, so I was pretty excited when I moved here because I thought, well, I'll be right on the ocean. I should be able to put up some of my equipment and film. But I'm from Denver, Colorado. I was born and raised there, and that's where most of my footage comes from. So I was an experiencer of like when I was younger, and then I've always been into it ever since then. Since I was like, I don't know, maybe 10 or so.
Wow, that's a young age. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've always been into it. I never really took it really serious. It was always something that I was like, if I saw it on the news or something, I would kind of check it out. But I did a stint in the military and did all that kind of stuff. But after I got out of the military, I'd say in the last like 10 years, I would off and on record at my house in my backyard, just with whatever I had, and then I slowly started building up more and more equipment. So
Oh,
I got
wow.
different infrared cameras. In fact, I got this thing right here, a spectrum
What is that?
analyzer. It's a spectrum analyzer, so I can take a look at all the spectrum while I'm doing my UFO hunting.
Oh, really? And how,
And I
for
got like,
people that are looking at the UFOs or want to learn about that, and they don't know what a spectrum analyzer does, when you're out in the field with that, what does that do? Is it pick up energy
so
or?
yeah, basically, so what it does. So if I turn it on right here,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you can see it because it's a glare.
Yeah, it's like
So
frequencies.
yeah, it's basically what it is. It can scan the frequencies from like really low frequencies in like the kilohertz range all the way up to in I think like 7 or 8 gigahertz, which is really
Oh,
high.
wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
so I have a bunch of presets on there, and that's just part of my kit. But anyway, onto the footage. I've been recording when I was in Denver. I recorded almost every night for like 2 years. I'd miss some nights here and there, and I would set up my infrared cameras and I would have them record. And then as soon as I'd leave them out there static. And then as soon as I was done, I'd bring them in and kind of
Mm-hmm.
go over them. And if I was able to determine that it was birds or whatever, I'd just, okay, get rid of it. And then I would just keep whatever I thought was potentially anomalous or something to look into. Well, now I have over like 2.5 terabytes worth of stuff. And some of my more like what I would consider crazy encounters there. I've done some briefings on it, and I've done my own analysis on it. I was an intelligence analyst in the military and for the DoD, so I'm very analytical.
Really? Let me
Yes,
ask you a question, man. You just popped in. My mind just went on the light bulb thing here. So you were with the Department of Defense.
I was. Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you I've had people on here with top security clearance. What kind of clearance did you have in the DoD?
The highest I ever held was Cosmic Top Secret, which it sounds really cool, but Cosmic Top Secret just means like top secret for NATO. So
Okay.
when I was a contractor, I worked with NATO, a lot of different NATO countries, and I had to have a Cosmic Top Secret just by the nature of what I did.
Oh, okay.
But I did throughout my career in the Army and the DoD. I held the top secret TSSCI for the work that I did.
Okay. So it really doesn't, Cosmic Top Secret for somebody in DoD can be different for different people, correct?
Yeah, because it all depends on like the way that they do the classification. It's very like compartmentalized. I'm sure you've heard that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I did like for example in the Army, I did what they call all source intelligence. So I kind of took intelligence from all the different disciplines like imagery, all that kind of stuff, and then I'd put it together and I'd brief the people for that day. That was my job.
Wow.
And anything outside of that scope, even though I had a top secret, I wouldn't be able to find it.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
with your clearance, were you allowed to go in and look at areas of UFO or ET stuff with your clearance or no?
I tried. So I worked in a skiff every single day. Like that was my job as working in a skiff. But what I did had nothing to do with UFOs or anything like that.
Okay.
And I
gotcha.
tried, and trust me, I tried. I'm not saying anything classified or anything, but there's a system you might have heard of it. It's called JWIX, and it's like my workstation had three computers, and one of them was unclassified, one of them was secret, and one of them was the top secret, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so I had a little switch, and I could switch through each one and whatever I wanted to look up, right? And trust me, I looked. I just didn't have the privilege to see it. That's all.
Right. So with the computer that was the top secret one, if you went into that computer, you weren't able to see anything.
No, I could see anything I wanted that had to do with my job.
Oh, with your job. But in terms of like just
For
going up to the
example,
top
I'll give
secret.
you an easy example. So when I was in the Army, one of my duty stations was in Korea, in South Korea.
Okay. Yeah.
And we actively collected and analyzed intelligence on North Korea and the entire region. So we had our stuff, our people doing stuff, whatever they were doing. they would come back nightly. So here's the intel from the satellites. Here's the intel from the whatever the like the measures and signals intel, everything. Here's this for the night.
Oh, wow.
Then you put it together and kind of come up with what you think is going on, and then you brief the commander,
Yeah.
and that's kind of so if something fell in, like if there was UFO related stuff in that, then maybe,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I never
So
saw any.
everything was pretty. The DoD kept everything pretty secure. Like if they
Yeah.
even though you had cosmic top secret clearance, it doesn't mean that you. And I learned this is something I'm learning now, and our audience is learning. You always just think top security clearance cosmically meant that that person had. I had a person on here who worked with the DoD, a woman who used to be on here when I first came on here, and she sent me a photo that was top secret classified of a base on the moon that the DoD, it wasn't DoD, it was one area, very high top secret. There was a working base that we have on the moon with 4 connected areas in a crater. And she said, oh, yeah, we have this base there. NASA doesn't know about it. It's top secret. And that was a revelation. I still have the photo that she sent me. And
I believe
yeah,
it.
you know,
Believe it.
I and I know you know this. So now that you're in the Gulf, there's been rumors that there has been activity in the Gulf of Mexico regarding large UFO activity. I know you live down there. Have you heard anything about that? I know being on the water, that's a perfect spot. And I believe there is an underground water base by ETs in the Gulf somewhere.
Yeah, the as far as like the bases go, I've kind of briefly looked into that kind of stuff, especially the ones over on the other side of me in California that I think not Gary Nolan, but some of those other guys were talking about. But
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything until your video tonight, until you're live, until I heard some other guests in here talking about it, and that's part of the reason I wanted to hop on because any info I'll record what I can.
Oh yeah, we want to share it. And since you're on the Gulf, you could be a key person with the show, keeping track of the Gulf, off the Gulf Coast where you live, of that activity. I think supposedly something happened in the Gulf. There's some sort of activity going on, and I saw a video earlier that I can't find now, showing an object during the day, huge, with lights blinking. Now I don't know. I didn't get to get a close up of it to see if whether it was just a big military craft hovering down or whether it was actually non-terrestrial craft, a mothership of some sort. But I can't find it now. It was early this morning. I was looking at it, I said, this is incredible footage. And it wasn't CGI either, but I couldn't tell. They labeled it as showing a mothership coming down towards the oil rig in the Gulf.
Oh, I would love to see that, and
Yeah.
I can kind of geolocate if I can. If there's anything I can reference, I can geolocate like the kind of where that happened.
Okay.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that. And there is I've recorded some a UAP on the ocean. It was during the day. I have a one of my infrared cameras is really nice quality and it can shoot in the day. And I to the visible eye, I didn't see anything. But when I went over the footage afterward, I did see a UAP kind of going across. It was nothing crazy, but there's something there. But yeah,
I think.
I'm willing to record anything and send it to you if there's
And
anything.
do you use the? I have the app. We have a C5 group here in New England. We're in Connecticut, and we have in the winter we don't go out, but in the warmer weather we try to go out towards the Long Island Sound on the Connecticut side. And I've seen things along the Sound. It's been a pretty active area. So I suppose, have you used the C5 app that Dr. Greer
I did,
has?
yeah, I was doing that last night.
You were? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's really good to know you, Martin. I think my show's on at 11 o'clock nightly for the last 3 years. This is, like I said, the number one place for serious discussion
All right.
on the spiritual aspects of the UFOs. We don't get into nuts and bolts. We have people that have been in contact with space people that have been abducted on my show,
Okay.
people that have had all kinds of different experiences, seeing these orbs in the sky now. We get into a lot of stuff here. It's a pretty good place
Well,
to be.
that's good to know. I'm kind of both, I'm kind of both realms. I'm a huge science nerd, and I really love the future technology
Yeah, yeah,
aspect
yeah,
and just
yeah.
the whole physics behind. I'm really into that, but
It is interesting. Yeah.
I'm also into the spiritual side, and I can actually share some stuff. Maybe not tonight, but with some remote viewing that I do
Yeah.
have some experience with.
So
Uh,
you do remote viewing as well.
yeah, but that was nothing to do with the military or DoD. That was my
Oh, I
own.
know that.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was
you're
my
doing. Yeah.
own start. I started that on my own,
Yeah.
probably about a year and a half ago, and I was
Uh-huh.
doing it. I was doing it every night for a few months, and then now it's probably down to I do the technique because I have the tapes from the Stargate,
Yeah.
like from the
Yeah.
Monroe Institute. So
Yeah.
I do those probably a couple times a week, and it's to the point where I know that stuff like in my head. I could just kind of get there, but I'm not as good as some of these guys online, But I do it.
Right.
Yes.
But someone's asking me, I think it's Tatamo Ahika. Do you have any tips for beginners that want to learn how to do remote viewing?
Um. Well, I'll tell you first of all, I'm not an expert. I've been successful. I have a journal of some of my stuff that I can share with you sometime,
Okay.
and some screenshots of some stuff. But I'm not an expert. But consistency is, I guess, what helped me the most. And the other thing is that I've learned it. You kind of do it your own way. There's no right and wrong. Like you can read something that'll tell you to do it this way, or watch a video tell you to do it this way. But there's hundreds of those videos, and I've taken
Okay.
some from each
Yeah.
one of those and kind of just incorporated and did my own thing because for the
Yeah.
longest time, doing the stuff from the Monroe Institute, I thought that I was doing it wrong, and then I kind of
Oh,
just slowly started thinking like, no, I'm just as long as the concepts are right, you can make it your own.
wow.
So consistency and
Yeah.
just kind of make it your own, and don't get what's the word? Um, don't get like disheartened. If nothing
Okay.
happens, if you don't
Yeah.
see anything,
Yeah.
it's a process. It's a process for sure.
And we
Because there's
have
still
had over
times
the
I
years.
get into my sessions and I nothing, but there's times I get into my
Yeah.
sessions and it's like an explosion of stuff.
Wow. We've had remote viewers on here. We had a few of them that were really involved in that, and it is a very interesting subject. And they were doing remote viewing with the space people, their spaceships, and they
Well, if
can
anyone
see
wants
where
the
they
tapes,
are.
I'm willing to share them all. They're the official Monroe Institute tapes, every single one of them with the guides. I have them all. If anyone wants them,
So
I'm willing to share.
could they message you about that offline
Sure, I don't
once
know
you
how
kind
I
of
would get it to them, but if there's a way that's easy to get it, because
well they can
it's kind of a
communicate with
large
you
file.
probably, yeah, they can communicate
Yeah,
privately with
that's
you.
fine. I'm 100% fine.
Just
But I wanted to show you real quick because we were
yeah,
talking about UFO, right?
yeah, yeah,
One of my biggest UFO captures in Denver. I had my static camera pointing to the sky. It was at
yeah,
noon,
let's
roughly
yeah,
around noon. And at first, when I was reviewing the video, I thought it was two orbs passing by, and I'm like, oh, I've seen that a lot. No big deal. I'll save it. As I kept
yeah,
looking, it's either one of two things. It's either a circular craft with two lights below it, or it's a cube inside of, kind of what Ryan Graves talked
right,
about.
yeah,
And I made
yeah,
a briefing about it. I recorded all the weather data, all the sound data, and I put it together in a briefing. And I'll show you a couple pictures of it. I even
okay,
did frame by frame light, the different colors of the lights, frame by frame, and what that means, like in a physics aspect. But I'll show you a couple just so you can kind of get an idea of what I've been up to.
okay, sounds
Let
great.
me flip my camera here. I don't know how to
And you're
do
watching
it.
Encounters. Please, everybody, tap the screen. We're at 62,000. We need to get to 100,000 by 1 a.m. You have to tap the screen on my tap on my side. Tap where it says my when I'm talking. Everybody needs to tap that screen. We're only
Can
at
you see some of these
62,000.
files here? This is
Yeah.
just like a couple of them, right? But I have it in a hard drive in a Faraday bag,
Okay.
not connected to my computers. These are just some of the ones, but this is one. Here's the briefing I put together, right?
Good. Oh wow.
Look at that
Back in
guy. Look at that
2022.
guy.
And that is a large bright orb of some sort, correct?
Right, so there's like a bluish light, and then and it was going by really quick. I got the speed calculations here, so
Oh wow.
here's the weather conditions. You can see here what the clouds were at that time, the temperature.
Oh, wow.
Here's how I did my calculations. A bunch of mumbo jumbo stuff. Here's my analysis. It was roughly going 2,000 miles an hour.
2,000 miles an hour, everybody. That's crazy.
And I was able to do that by reference points in my video and
Hmm.
then basically counting the pixels. Here you go. You could read that here.
Oh, yeah. Used the camera field view. Let's see. Calculated the time of the object, visibility.
Nine
Wow.
frames.
Yeah.
Estimated the linear distance covered in the field of view, and I calculated the average speed based on those. So there's that. And then here's the sound analysis. You see when it passed by,
Yeah.
no sonic boom, right?
Yeah.
This is the rest
So,
of the video. No huge variation in sound when it passed by.
yeah.
Here's the
Oh, wow.
size that I calculated it at. That's how I got the size.
The object is pretty amazing. How high up in the sky was the object?
Um, Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I have to go through my data. But here's the frames, right? And here's the light colors as they change through each frame.
Oh
Keep
my
in mind,
gosh,
this
look at
is
that.
all 300 milliseconds. That's
Wow.
fast. That's very
That is
fast.
fast. Holy mackerel.
Here's the radar data for that exact time. As you can see, my house was roughly right around here.
Yeah.
Nothing flying in the sky at that time.
Yeah. And there's the characteristics.
And here's all my theories about the lights and the frequencies and why I
Oh,
keep
wow.
my spectrum out. So last thing I'll show you is that same day. That same day. Oops, sorry. Let me record this.
That's all right. And you're watching Encounters. My guest is Martin.
That same
Jay.
day that I recorded that, 17 minutes later, I got another anomalous recording of 3 objects rotating each other in a triangular like formation, and they're
Wow.
going slow across my screen. And right at that time, there's like a large black thing that appears, and 2 Tic Tacs fly out of it. I got that. That was
Really?
17 minets after that first one.
You have that recorded?
Yeah. I got to record. I got a
Can you
Here.
show that to
I got a
our
briefing.
audience?
I got a briefing right here that I
Oh,
made.
yeah, I'd like to see that. I don't only want to see that. I think our whole world wants to see that.
So here's the This was 17 minutes after. You could see that this black thing
Oh, wow. Look at that thing.
appeared, and 2 objects came out, and at the same time, these 3 objects were spinning around in circles, floating across my screen. And
Now,
I'll
are those
show you.
objects? Are those objects from the large object?
No, I don't know. I don't know, but this was separate than this. These 2 things were 2 separate incidents at
Okay.
the same time.
Oh, they are. This object looks fairly. When you were looking at this object, it looks fairly big, like a large ship, and the other objects are smaller vessels. Or am I incorrect
Yeah,
about
it
that?
could. No, it could be. I don't know, but this is all the kind of the same stuff. Here's the weather.
Yeah.
Here's how I got it. Here's the time. These are called METARs, and this is kind of this is a weather forecast for pilots. So it looks like a
Yeah.
bunch of mumbo jumbo, but this kind of means like this is the airport in Denver. This is the time in Zulu. Winds
Oh,
gusting
wow.
at 28 knots. Blah 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 blah. That's all that means.
Wow.
Same
That's
thing.
amazing.
Okay, here we go. Here's the secondary anomaly. I messed with the colors so you can bring it out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm amazed. I keep looking at that thing, and I keep thinking it's a huge spaceship.
Speed analysis for this. Yeah, it could be, man. I don't know. This big brown thing, it appeared for like a millisecond. These 2
Yeah.
things came out, and I
Yeah.
couldn't tell.
Well, the thing that got me is when you said the 2 things came out from that object. I got the feeling that that's a large spaceship, and these 2
Yes,
other
could
things
be.
were scout ships that came out of it. I
It
really do
very
think
well
so.
could be, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you the video of this because you could
Yeah.
definitely see these things. You see, there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
I can show you the video. I just don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it because it's
I will
like
be
a
able to see
screen
it.
on a screen on a screen.
Yeah, it'll probably show it all right if you put
Okay,
it
let me
close
move
to
my
us.
mouse. Here's the.
Yeah, it,
Here's the.
it works out. Oh my God! Now,
Now I'm gonna
Is that
back it
one?
up. Let's see if you can catch the thing coming out. There it is. See it? It just
Uh,
passed. It was right
okay.
here. Look
Can
right
you do
here.
that again? Okay.
Oh, hang on. Maybe I didn't rewind it far enough. Hang
Yeah.
on.
So initially, is that one large object blinking there, and then the thing comes out?
Yeah, it happened so fast that I have.
Yeah.
There it is, right there. I just saw it.
Oh
Right?
yeah. Yeah. For a
Yeah.
split second.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty
this
wild.
thing just meanders for a long time, and it just goes and goes and goes.
Wow. That's
And
pretty impressive.
and the other one, the first one, this is that it's very fast and it creates a shadow, which is what's crazy.
Yeah.
This is the color adjusted. That's why it looks funky. But I can show you the raw footage too.
Okay. And as we're watching this now, and tell us what we're looking at.
There you go.
Once you
Right.
saw,
That
yeah,
was it.
that was a really bright object in that footage.
That
Now
was
look at
it.
that. That thing was moving pretty fast. That's crazy.
Now,
That thing was like,
this is the raw footage, and then that's
yeah,
all I got for you. But it's the same footage. You're looking at clouds. It's just a gray sky with clouds.
yeah, yeah.
There it is.
That's amazing. People, did you
No
see that,
sound.
everybody?
Here, I'll kind of replay it right there. Yep, that was it. So that was,
Oh, wow.
I have a, like I said, about 2.5 terabytes. Not all that great. Some of them are kind
Yeah,
of like, I don't
yeah.
know. Some of them are like, wow, that's great. But
No, that was really good. What I'm saying here, folks, is that Martin, you've documented everything. You have it down to the T. You've documented longitude, latitude, everything, a description of it. That's really important when you're documenting real non-terrestrial type spaceships or orbs or things like that. You have documentation, which is really, no one can say, "Oh, Martin, you don't have anything." You have documented this thing down to a T. You filed it. I can understand it. I think audience understands it as we see that. You've broken it down, and you can probably go in a classroom and say this. If you had to do a classroom with kids about this, you have the documentation to describe it in the way you understand it, which I think is phenomenal.
oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't really share that with anyone. I've shared it a couple times, but that's
Yeah,
kind of, I originally did that for me because it gives me a good overview of all the facts, and I can quickly look at it and then say, what questions do I have?
right,
And
right.
around that time, that same time frame, I had, I can show you, I have a video right here where 3 orbs came to my front door and it made my daughter cry. You can hear her cry in the back. This was in the middle of the
You have
morning.
a
This was
video of
like,
3 orbs. Can you show us that video?
yeah, it was from my Ring camera. And
Oh, I want to see that.
it came and kind of hung out like this, and then it went around, took off, came back, and you hear my daughter crying.
Yeah.
But you can't
Well, this
hear
is
it
gonna be
now.
good.
But
Oh, we got it. Yeah, we want to see these orbs. This is gonna be
so
crazy.
this was like a month and month after those captures I just showed you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Let me see if
You're
this
watching
is the one.
Encounters. Martin J. Is going to be 3 orbs on a ring
Okay, here we
camera.
go. This is my. There they are.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh, look at that. Those orbs, 3 of them.
And then they right there. They go
Oh
by
my
my
God.
daughter's window. There's something else. That could be a bug. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, it could be. But the orbs,
they come back. They
coming
took off
back?
somewhere. Yeah, they come back.
Oh, this I
And then
got to see. Hold on.
they kind of do the same thing, and then they. I'll tell you when
So
I
they'll be
see them.
coming back.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Like, I think that's a bug.
Yeah, that could be a bug, I think. But the orbs are very distinct.
Yeah, let me see if I
And
can.
these orbs, yeah.
Let me find them again.
Yeah, there's some bugs in there, but the orbs are we knew the orbs were.
Maybe it's a different video, but I have another video. But here's the orbs again.
Look at that. Everyone, look at this. Look at those. There's 3 orbs coming at the ring camera. Look at that. That's
I can
crazy.
show you I can show you them in my house too.
You have
same
orbs
3.
coming.
The same
Wait
3,
a
I
minute.
think.
So the orbs are outside on the ring camera, and then the orbs are inside your house, correct?
Yeah, I can show you those right now too.
Let's see that. This is amazing.
Here we go. This is around the. This was about a week after those UFO captures, and we were getting ready to
Really?
move.
Okay.
We were getting ready to move to Texas.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there's a bunch of crap down there and mostly empty basement.
Right.
I
Yeah.
originally thought this was dust, as I sometimes would get dust particles. But the
Yeah.
way these orbs move, I want you to. I think it looks intelligent. Here they are, right there. I'm about to start.
Oh yeah. There's two orbs right
Ready?
there on the lower level. There's more than two. There's four of them. Oh my God! Look at those things. Oh my gosh! Look at that. That's crazy, man. Look at that, everybody.
There's my cat.
Now,
And,
was the cat aware of the orbs?
no, he didn't
The
do
cat was
anything
not
about the
aware.
orbs. But I have a couple of different ones from that same basement. That's the same
Yeah.
video.
Look at
Sorry
just
about
look at that. If you're not watching this show, you're missing a lot of good stuff. Those things. So tell me, they look definitely like an intelligence. Where do you think they're coming from?
You know, I don't know because I originally didn't put those together with the UFO stuff
Yeah.
because my house and I have a history. As I said, I could be on here for hours. I have a history growing up before the UFO stuff. I had a history with like spiritual stuff, and our parents used to say like, "Hey, you know that stuff's not real, whatever, whatever." But it would happen so often that they finally had to change and tell us, "Okay,
Yeah.
it's real, but it can't hurt you." So I've had that kind of stuff happen since I was young, and
Yeah.
I just thought it was
Now,
like another spirit or something.
now, when these orbs happen outside and the orbs inside that look very similar, was that close to the time when you saw the objects in the sky?
The ones, let me see here. So the ones on the inside was 20 days after. I'm
20
looking at
days
the date.
after.
I'm looking at the
Right.
dates right now. So that was the 28th, and I took those two captures of the UFOs on the 8th of May. So
Right.
20 days, so roughly the same time.
I mean, it looks like when you watch them, it's an intelligent design. Like they know what they're doing. Like they purposely they're there to make contact of some sort. And then on the ring camera, it feels like the same energy of these orbs
Right?
are from something way bigger. Like there's like the smaller orbs are like an intelligence that's sent out to do something. What do you think about that? That's just a theory on my part.
Oh,
Watching it.
I'm literally I'm open to all theories because I don't claim to know what's going on. I just know that something is happening, and
Hmm.
I'm just kind of like, I know it sounds cliche, but I kind of just am open to anything and wherever the evidence takes us, you know.
Yeah, me too.
If
Me
it
too.
becomes more of a spiritual thing than a nuts and bolts, I'm okay with that. As long as we just
Yeah.
know what's going on,
Yeah. It's very interesting.
I'm okay with
My
that.
friend James, he has had contact with extraterrestrial orbs. These orbs come to him. He can manifest He deals with a
Wow.
lot of extraterrestrial orbs. It's beautiful. You'd love him. He does all this stuff. I've met him 3 years ago on TikTok, and he's really an expert in the field of non-terrestrial orbs. Nothing that deals with like past loved ones, but these orbs are actually a higher frequency type of thing. Hey,
Yeah.
Martin, I want to thank you, man, for
Yeah.
being
Thank
here.
you.
I
Yeah.
now have you as my friend here. I've
That's
linked
good.
up with you, and now you're a good friend of the show. Everyone loved you. All the hundreds of people
Oh,
watching all over the world. So,
oh, thank you.
um,
I'm glad I was able
yeah.
to share some of my stuff. I have 2.5 terabytes more to share.
Oh man, and you can come on anytime and share. And definitely the Gulf of Mexico thing. I think I want to see what you can get off the Gulf there. I think you have that kind of spiritual energy where the space people will contact you, and I'd be interested to see what happens.
Can I tell
Experimenting
you a
down
quick
there on the
story?
coast.
Can I
Yeah,
tell you a
absolutely.
really
Go
quick
ahead.
story before I go? It's just
Oh yeah,
funny that you
absolutely.
say that because my mom's side of the family is Native American and my dad is Mexican, right? And so my mom's side, I have an uncle and his name's Cat, like CAT. And since I was younger, a lot of crazy stuff would happen at his house in New Mexico. We'd go over there and he has like a mountain range in his backyard, essentially. Anyway, long story short, since I was younger, he would always tell me because he would go hunting and hiking by himself for days at a time, and he would
Mm.
always tell me since I was younger that his friends are out there, and I'm like, Uncle, what are you talking about? And he's like, Oh no, my friends, they come from up there, and I'm like, Yeah, whatever, Uncle.
Right, right.
He has never faltered from that story, and up until even a month ago, I had my mom ask him, and he still claims, "Oh, my friends, they
And when
come
he
visit
says
me."
his when he says more and his friends come visit him, I instinctively understand that, and I think in your consciousness you know what he means when he says up there, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course I do, and I just always thought it was just like, "Uncle, come on, you're just telling stories."
Right.
But hey,
So
I there's something to it.
did he ever talk about it more than just saying they're up there, my friends are up there?
The only other
Did
thing,
he ever
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was gonna say, did he ever talk about being visited by his friends up there?
Yes, he claimed that he can make them come down. That was all he told me, and
Really?
that was that when he told me that. That was I had to be like maybe around 18, and I'm 40 now.
Yeah.
So
Oh
uh,
wow.
when he
Okay.
told me that, I was around 18 because I was camping with him.
Yeah.
But about a month ago, I had my mom ask him, does he still claim that? And he still says, yeah, I'm not lying. My friends are out there.
My
Okay,
friend Bluebird, she wants to send you some video footage to analyze. Are you interested in
sure,
looking at that?
yeah, yeah. I could give
Okay.
you. I don't know how. I can give you my email or.
Yeah. Bluebird. Where's Bluebird? Mention your email, and if one of my moderators can repost it. If Bluebird, if you want your footage analyzed, he's willing to look at the footage. That's a good thing. Let's see here.
I'm gonna
Oh,
type
she'll
in.
friend you. She's gonna friend you, and then you can make contact
Okay,
with her.
okay, that works.
All right.
And sorry, I keep moving the camera. I don't have my holder, but
That's okay. You did really well, Martin,
yeah.
for the first time on our show, and the number one spiritual UFO talk show. What better place to be now? I'm on at 11 o'clock Eastern. That's 10 p.m. The Central Texas time zone. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right,
All
man.
right.
And
Well,
like I said,
thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it.
if anything happens in the next few weeks on the Gulf, you'll be our news person down there to
Sure.
videotape it and document it.
And I'm working on getting an ADSB, which is like what they use to track the planes.
Yeah.
Uh, Getting my own personal one to hook up on a monitor here. So
Oh,
hopefully
cool.
that can help you guys out
You're
too.
gonna you're gonna be contact central pretty soon, I think.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
You're doing good. You're way more ahead of me than I am ahead of me. So there you go.
Hey, thanks,
We're gonna
guys. I
bring it
really
down.
appreciate
Everyone,
it.
Martin, thank you so much,
Hey,
man. We
thank you.
appreciate
Thank you
you.
all. I really appreciate the kindness.
All right, and we'll bring him down gently here. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. You're watching Encounters, and another great show tonight. And we're still going to be on here for just a little bit longer. A lot of great. This show will be on my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Please follow me and subscribe on YouTube channel. All my shows are on there. I have, I think, one show behind from last Saturday before we went down. Temporarily went down on TikTok as I was broadcasting, probably talking to myself at one point. But you'll see that show in its entirety. And also, this show will be on my YouTube channel as well. And if anyone else wishes to share some final stories, certainly let me know. Is there anyone out there who's videotaping and documenting things out in the world? I'd love to put you up here if you have any updates, things you want to share regarding the space people, the contact, disclosure. Thank you, Palladium Rainbow. We appreciate it. And I am in Corpus Christi, Texas. Martin's, which is where he's at. I got to see you till Maria. I got to see you till you said I'm going to go out and see if I can come back in. Oh, there you go. And we love everybody. We love my audience. You're all great people. We can definitely. Let me see if I have a video. We're going to see if we can show you at least one piece of footage. Let me get in here. I'm going to go on here and see. I'm going out of my spam thing in here. Let's see. Oh, here's something that's interesting. This might be. Somebody sent me a video here, and it's pretty weird. Well, this is really strange. I'm going to show this video. This is really weird. Somebody sent me a video here. Check this out. I just got an email video. I've got to go through all the UFO videos I'm getting here. Check this out, folks. I got to show this. And this is a date. I don't know where this is. Let me see here. Hold a minute. Oh, come on now. Hold on a second. Let me get it back. Okay, can we get it back here? Oh, here we go. I'm going to show this to you. And it's really weird. And I'm going to try to show it to you now. Flip the camera real quick. Here we go, for entertainment purposes only. You can see it here. Look at this. I forgot. I don't know where this is. I didn't. Look at all these lights. Holy mackerel, man. Okay. Can I show them one more time? I'll try to. This was, here we go. Let's see if I can show it to you here. I'm going to try to, again, here's the footage. There's like, it seems like hundreds of these lights. I've never anything like this. Somebody sent me this email. I just got it tonight. Okay, let me go back to the screen. I'll turn the light on here. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to go back onto the screen here. All right. And I think, let me see, I'm checking for other, I'll see if we can show you some more footage here. More footage here. This is from New Jersey, and it's pretty darn weird. It looks like somebody caught something on the camera. Let me see if there's any video footage here. I've got some more footage here to download. Let me take a look here. I'm going to try to show you something else. So let's see here. Scanning complete. Okay, let's see if we can open it up. No project. Alrighty. I'm not sure what happened to the video. It's supposedly in here. Let's see here. I'll save the video. So I'm going to save the video. Let's see if I can show you this footage. I don't see it. But I can tell you, I'm looking at all the video footage. I'm going to go back here to my AOL mail to see if I have any other footage here. Someone here sent me an orb video to look here. I'm trying to download it. And let's see here. All right, so I'm trying to open the video. It looks like I can do this here. Okay. I got a video to show people. This is some that was sent to me here. We'll show you one more video on encounters. And oh, this looks interesting. Let's see. I don't even know where it is, but we're going to show it to you. Let's see, it's a little bit grainy. I just got this video. I got a bunch of videos I have to go through here. But here's, okay, let's see if it shows again. Let's see. Here's the beginning of the video here. I don't know where this was taken. I have to read the letter from the person that sent it to me. This is our UFO segment. This is unedited video footage. Oh, Star, thank you. I'm going to look at a bunch of my emails and take a look at the video footage here. All right, so I want to go back to the camera here. I think it's almost 1:03 in the morning. And let me just go back. And here we'll switch over to flip the camera. And you've been watching Encounters. Again, if anyone has video footage anywhere in the world watching the show here, send it to CmdrAleon at AOL.com. It's CmdRAleon at AOL.com. Let's see. I think it's Bootstretch. Let's see here. I'm going to bring this person up. I think it's Boosted Rich 5. We'll bring them up here as our last guest. I see this person says I have video footage. And Boostrich, you can send it to CmdRAleon at AOL.com. And we'll definitely take a look at the stuff here. Thank you, Witchy Poo. All right. Anybody else wishes to share any information around the world? Does anybody have any information that we should know about regarding contact disclosure? Commander, I got implanted behind my ear 2 days ago. Are they bad? All bad. Implanting is not good. A matter of fact, Vancy, hold on, and I'll talk to you about that. Hey, what's your first name? Is it Rich?
It's Richard.
Richard. Okay, Richard. Welcome to the show. So I heard you had some stuff with footage. Tell us about. I appreciate you being on here, man. Where are you located? And tell us a little about yourself and what you've been documenting.
So I myself am located in Arizona. However, the video that I have was sent to me by a buddy, and he lives in North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay.
Yeah, the footage is from a ring camera. It's of an orb. It seems to even interact with his dog a little bit. But,
interesting.
Yeah, when we first seen it, we thought maybe it's just, bug or something. But the thing is, it actually emits its own light. You can see the reflection in his car.
Oh, wow.
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
When did he record it in North Carolina? Do you know when the recording was done on the ring camera?
If I had to guess, it was about 6 months ago.
Oh, wow. That's not too far back. Yeah. Have they had... Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to say, has he had this happen before?
It was only one occurrence, and then he ended up moving to another location, and he hasn't seen anything like that pop up.
Now, you are in Arizona, though. How about you? Have you had any UFO activity where you are? Have you seen anything?
I have seen something like a while back. I want to say maybe 2 summers ago.
Okay.
I was in the pool, and I just happened to look up, at the stars and just kind of stargazing, and out of nowhere, I seen I don't know how to explain it. It just looked like a bunch of, like, a cluster of stars.
Yeah.
Going all in one direction.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was, just shooting stars or if it was something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be shooting stars. So when you say going in one direction, if you had to gauge how many of them that were going in one direction, how many were moving in that direction?
It was hundreds. It was hundreds, and it's like a pack of them that were going all in one direction. They looked like little orbs, or they were just so high up there. It looked like there were stars moving all in one direction.
Yeah.
So,
no, I think you captured. I think you captured an armada of spaceships. If they were really high up in the atmosphere, there could have been a whole fleet full of these little ships that you captured. I get that's what they were. Yeah, that's what they are. That was pretty good that you captured that visually, even though you didn't record stuff like that. You sometimes cannot record because it happens so quickly. You're not thinking about recording it. You're looking at it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
That's an impressive sighting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I've had sightings, you know, when I was younger too. Back when I was in outdoor school, we had a little campfire thing going on, and we all seen it. It looked like an orb. I mean, we can only speculate what it really was. Just like a really bright light that we seen through the trees. And the thing is, it wasn't emitting, because I mean, it was obviously really quiet around us. So we heard no noise, no nothing, no sound of any kind of propulsion, and we just seen it stay there for a while, and then all of a sudden it just took off. So
that's wild. That's wild. All right. Hey, Richard, I want to thank you, man, for being here. I'm actually following you as a new friend of the show here, and we're on at 11 Eastern, and that's 10 Central. Also, that would be 9 Mountain, and also 8 o'clock West Coast, depending on what your time zone is. So I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you sharing the story too.
Appreciate you having me.
All right, Richard, everybody, thank you for coming up from Arizona. We appreciate you very much, man. And the woman, Van Z, where's Van Z? I'm going to bring her up regarding an abduction situation. Where are you, Van Z? Let me see. Are you there? Jenny Harper says I took several pictures. Van Z, you should be here somewhere. Hopefully, hey, Fed, welcome to the program. Everybody coming in here. This is Encounters. Keisha, welcome, Keisha. Lisa, let's see here. For this strip, welcome to Encounters. Jason, welcome. All the people finding the show here tonight. Pup, welcome. Van Z, I'm going to find Van Z here because she mentioned something that I think needs to be dealt with in terms of, see if I can find her profile still here. Nancy mentioned that she had an implant happen. Oh, there she is. I'm gonna Van Z, if you'll go into the multi-guest option, I'd like to bring you up. Van Z, she's got her setting on private. But Van Z, you can come up if you go on the multi-guest option here on Encounters. Haywire says, definitely never made contact. Middle World, Percy, welcome, Percy, to Encounters. Melly Noor, Helena. She only has 40 followers. She needs to also switch her thing up to source some cool lights in the sky. I can't explain a few times. Interesting, Haywire. Haywire only has 15 followers. So Haywire, we need to get Haywire up to 50 for audio and hundreds more for the other thing. Let's see, Rabashi, I think it is. Rabashi, TG, welcome. The Positive RI, welcome. Juan Reed, welcome to the show. All the people late night coming in here. This is Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show here on TikTok. Chasing UFOs. Good evening. Good evening. I like that name, Chasing UFOs. Single father. So Chasing UFOs, Jeff. Let's bring Jeff up here. We do these things very randomly. You have to be over 18, no foul language. And I want to see Chase. I like that name. It equates to me that this person probably has been involved in the subject for a long time. I saw a craft back in the early 90s and had a possible encounter. Jeff. We're going to follow Jeff. Let's see what happens here. I'm following Jeff in Wisconsin. Jeff will probably have to get, are we going to be able to get Jeff up here? Well, actually, at least on audio anyway. That's pretty amazing. TikTok is kind of strange. Jeff, welcome to Encounters. Hey, Jeff.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, good evening. Good to have you with us. So, where are you located?
What's going on? I am in Wisconsin. I am up in
Okay.
Wisconsin. Yep.
So, in the early 90s, in your comments, you mentioned you saw a craft back in the 90s. And also, tell us about that story. And also, you mentioned possible encounter. And can you describe, first, let's talk about the sighting and the possible encounter you had.
All right. So the sighting was a clear as day thing. You know, I think it was like 1993, I want to say. So me and my friend, we was coming home from a ball game, and the reason that's relevant is because I remember I couldn't drive. You know, I was coming home with my parents, and my friend stayed the night at my house, and I lived on this like little 40-acre private little lake out in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, right? And there was we came home and right away went to the news to see ourselves on the TV because the news crew was at the game. So we were like all excited that we're on TV, and the meteorologist on there was like, "Hey, there's a meteor shower tonight, and you're gonna see hundreds of meteors every night." And we looked at each other and we're like, "Let's go!" Right? So. Yeah. We're out on this, and I had these two docks, with a boat on each dock, and we're sitting there and absolutely seeing a ton of stars, right? I mean, falling stars or meteors or whatever, and then there was kind of like a moment where there was like nothing, and I was like, I was just happened to be looking to the left, and. Just maybe I'll see something over that way. It was nothing. And I come back to the right and boom, like right above me. I mean, the thing is I don't know how high it was up in the air.
Yeah.
Or how big it was. I'm guessing, I can't, it's hard to say because it was nighttime but this thing was magnificent. Okay. So what I seen was I was underneath of the craft. So I seen.
Oh my gosh.
It was a triangle-shaped craft, and there was three, circles at each point of that triangle, and then there was a bigger circle in the middle. And all of these circles were like the most magnificent orange I've ever seen. It was like a high definition like lava. Okay, it was just like there, and then I could tell it was a triangle craft because on the edge of that triangle, that light was caught. You could, it was like it was like almost like it was outlined with that same orange light, right? So I right away knew, it was just there for like a second, right? I'm like, looked up, I pointed, I'm like, what is that? And then just all of a sudden across the sky, I mean, like just faster. What I want to say is faster than the speed of light. Like this thing left that trail. There was a trail of light streak behind it. It wasn't a fireball. It was the light signature. And it stayed in the sky for like 2 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And I saw this thing and I'm like, I was like, what is that? And boom, it was gone. My friend that was right next to me says he didn't see it. So I don't know. He was right next to me. He could have been easily looking the other way, I guess, but
he might have been looking at something else.
Yeah, it was so like just relevant. I'm like, what is that? And I like looked at him. I'm like, we are not alone. Like that, I knew right away. I'm like, that is not from here. Like, no way, right? And so, ever since that day, I've been just like, what the heck is going on here with the world and everything? It's not like a bad way, but it's messed with me, ever since. Because it's like, everybody's like, are we alone out there? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're not.
Yeah, I think you have.
Pretty sure we're not.
And you talked about the encounter. Can you go into what you meant by encounter? Like, did you have any? Yeah, what was that about?
Okay, mind you, this very well could have been a dream, but I'll tell you why I don't think it was a dream. Because I was really little. All right, I was probably around 3 years old. I had like footy pajamas on. I shouldn't remember this, but it's something that I think about literally every day of my life ever since it happened. So I'm 46 years old now. And this was probably, like I said, when I was 3 years old, but it happened. So imagine laying in your bed, right? And you got the blankets. I was laying on my back with the blankets on me, and I'm dead sleep. I'm absolutely sleeping, and I got woke up. What woke me up was something stepped between my legs in my blanket.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I woke up from asleep, and I stood up, and to my horror, there were these two spider things. I'm telling you, these things were like the size of a dog, like a small cat or big cat or a small dog. I mean, they were coming up my bed, and of course I was scared out of my mind. I got out of my bed, I started to head toward my door, and I got to my doorway, and I looked back because I was trying to process all this too, and I looked back, and this one of them was right behind me, and while it was walking, its like leg went down and scraped my calf muscle and and caught my footy pajama on the white thing even, and I'm like, oh my God. So I sped up, and my parents we had this A-frame house. Yeah, it was out in the country, and it was an A-frame house, and so they had like this loft bedroom that looked out these windows, and I of course made it to the beeline to the stairs to get up that loft. It was a spiral staircase. So I'm right to that staircase. I'm going up, and as I go around the first rung of it or whatever, they're looking at the doorway at the den from where I walked through. Those two spider things were like down to the left side of the doorway sitting there.
Oh my God.
And they were like still there. And so I kept going up the stairs, and as I got up, like facing the windows now, there was this strobe light. That's all I could say. I thought it was lightning, but there was no thunder. I thought it was lightning, but there was like no thunder. And I'm thinking, okay. And I do, even that as a kid, my dad was in the Army, and I'm like, well, is that a helicopter coming from my dad? Or, like, what is going on? And I'm just freaking out, and then out of like nowhere, it wasn't a spoken voice like that you would hear, but something told me that everything is fine, and just to go back up to my parents and it'll all be fine. And so that's what I did. And then I thought it was God or something, as a kid. I'm like, what just happened?
A kid, yeah.
Yeah.
And these spider thingies, they were pretty big. This story is amazing. So there were two of them. Did they obviously, could you imagine something like that? Everybody coming up on your bed, and I mean, you call them a spider thing. What were you getting any sense that they were intelligent?
I wasn't sure when I think about it. So here's one detail I missed for whatever reason when I was a little kid. Back then, I thought to myself that one of them was a male and one was a boy and one was a girl, because one had a bow on it or something.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, because it had some kind of look like a bow or something on it, and I was like, okay. Thinking about it now, as an adult and looking back and processing, like if it was like some kind of an alien thing, like I don't know, maybe it was wearing something, that they were fuzzy spiders, like a tarantula, like fuzzy legs and
they were
all the
tarantula looking fuzzy things.
Yes,
that is crazy. I would have probably, me personally, if I were a little kid and that happened to me, and there were actually some sort of ETs that looked like that, I think I would have freaked out.
Oh, I freaked out. All right. I mean, I was trying to go get away as fast as I could. You know what I mean? It seemed like the whole thing took forever.
Yeah.
But I probably didn't. But it was just, it's something that stuck with me. Like I think about it every day of my life. I hate spiders.
Were there any? After the thing happened, when you woke, I mean, I think it was really a real thing, and you actually experienced it. Did you have any markings on you after that occurred? The day after, or the night after?
Not that I can remember.
Okay.
I literally just kept that to myself pretty much
You
my
did?
whole
Okay.
life. And
I
yeah,
got
I
you.
didn't really talk about it. I
Yeah.
told my parents about it, as we got older, and I'm like, man, some weird stuff happened to me when I was a kid, and
Did you? There are
and
people asking me, did you ever tell your parents about it?
yeah, I did, but not until a couple years ago. And just it was just, and I actually reached out to a couple, one of my neighborhood friends too, that was in the
Yeah.
neighborhood that was about my same age. And I'm like, man, did you ever have anything weird happen to you that you remember? And he never thought anything weird happened to him. So I'm not sure. I chalked it up to it must have been a dream, but it's just something that I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. If it
I
was a
woke
dream,
up,
you wouldn't remember this in your 40s right now. If that was a dream,
right?
there's no way you'd
Yeah,
remember it.
and
There's no way.
I like
Yeah.
and that's what people will say, but like, oh, it's probably just a dream. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, but it's like I woke up though. Like
Yeah.
I was sleeping and then I woke up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just
I got the feeling it was some sort of extraterrestrial intelligence that looked like a spider, which I've never heard of before. But that's amazing.
it was definitely creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had
Yeah.
some
I
weird
mean,
things.
yeah. That's crazy.
I actually got a photo of a orb
And you do.
that came in through, I don't know, it just came into my porch.
Hmm.
I only had a photo of it. I've upgraded to now it records video, but at the time I only had a photo of it. But I had a photo of this orb coming into my doorway basically at it was like I think 11:30 at night or something,
Oh
and then
wow.
at 4:35 in the morning it was leaving, and you could tell like 'cause it was like a ball, and as it's moving, it kind of looks elongated, because like frames or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
so you could tell it's coming in and then going away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I nothing ever.
Yeah.
I didn't recall. Nothing happened in the home that I could remember or see or
Was that in the
recall.
same
But
house? Someone saying Casey
no, no,
seven
no. That was
different
totally
place.
different house. Actually, all three of those things I've said were all at different places. The
Oh wow.
one, two, all in Wisconsin though. But
Those kinds.
yeah, the
Yeah. No.
one.
Great.
But yeah,
Wow.
the craft was definitely the most profound thing. That was like, wow, that just I was just amazed, and the technology and the power that could have used to make that thing go from there to
Yeah.
no sound or anything. It was just amazing. It was, I don't know.
Well, Jeff, you're amazing. And I want to thank you for being my last guest for tonight. We're on here at 10 Central every night. You're in Wisconsin, so you're in the Central Time Zone, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so definitely join us again. I want to thank you for coming up and sharing your story. That was an amazing story, interesting story. I've never heard of anything like a spider type extraterrestrial energy, but it was kind of weird. But thank you very much for sharing it. Very, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Thanks for taking my call. Thanks.
All right. Jeff in Wisconsin, everybody, on Encounters. This show is also, we have 125,300 likes. Please, everybody out here, if you're not following my show, follow me on my bio, press the follow button. Every single person follow, follow, follow. We want to thank everybody for the gifts. We want to thank all our guests for tonight's show. We'll be on tomorrow night with another great show. It's very spontaneous here. We never know who we're going to bring up. That's the way I do it. I've been doing it this way for 3 years. And I want to thank everybody here for sharing their stories, Jeff as well, everybody. Please have a great night, and we'll be on tomorrow night with another edition of Encounters, where we're going to bust the matrix, and we are going to get disclosure, and disclosure is happening here on Encounters. Take care, everybody. Cleo, thank you.